My name's Ken. I grew up just down the road in Armoury. I was born and raised there. My dad passed away, was killed 2 months before I was born in a logging accident. And my mother remarried, and I ended up having 2 stepbrothers. And yeah, it's been a tough run. Like, it's just nothing but, I got introduced to alcohol at a young age, and drugs and alcohol, like when I was 10 years old. And it's basically been my entire life is just, drinking and partying and carrying on and doing drugs and, hanging out with my friends. And I hadn't no inkling of becoming a Christian at all back then. I was just I was dancing with the devil was basically what I was doing. I was like, I'd have my alcohol friends, we'd all drink together, like always. And then when that was over with, I'd go find my drug friends and we'd go do drugs for weeks at a time. And I would always feel bad about it. I would think about God because at the time I was like, I tried everything, like to change my life around. Just, you can't do it on your own. And then when I gave my life up to Jesus, the way it happened I'm still having a hard time with it because it's really intense. You always hear about God knocking on your door. You want to answer the door, but he didn't knock on my door. He kicked the door right in. And what happened was I was, I've done a lot of mushrooms. It's like always fun. Yay, we're having a good time. This is awesome. Except this one time, it wasn't awesome. It was in the end, but at the beginning, it was not awesome at all. I met God, and he wasn't happy. And of course I was defiant right to the end. I wouldn't bow or anything like that. So he showed me, this is the crazy part that happened to me. It could be the mushrooms, it could be whatever happened to me, but it was profound enough that I still can't put a puzzle of pieces together. I'll spend the next 20 years trying to figure out exactly what happened. But he took me for a tour. It wasn't really a tour, they basically dragged me down to hell. And I got tortured over and over and over again. And it was just weird because they do it different ways. They would melt my skin off, cut me into a million pieces and put me back together again. And they would just get enjoyment. These demons got so much enjoyment out of just torturing me. And I was so tired. And I remember when they said, how you feel? How you feeling right now? And I'm like, I'm so tired. I just want to sleep. And they said, you'll never sleep again. This doesn't end. This goes on for eternity. And it made me think about what Muhammad Ali said when he's talking about hell and eternity. He goes, how long is eternity? You think about the Sahara Desert, and every grain of sand represents 1,000 years. That's almost close to eternity. Like, this never ends. And I remember, I've always had a soft spot for homeless people, and I'd always help them out. And I said to them, the demons, I'm like, yeah, but I help out the homeless people whenever I can. And they said, it doesn't matter. It doesn't matter what you've done for homeless people. You're here for the bad things you've done. Your good things mean nothing here. And after the torturing was over, 2 angels, one on each arm, picked me up, and they held me there when another angel was in front of me. And that's when I gave my life up. I remember that the angels were stern, they were just and they were badasses. They didn't have wings or nothing. They were warriors, and they were 8 to 10 feet tall. There's one standing right in front of me, and he said, do you believe he died for you on the cross? And I said, yeah. Well, they were holding me up, and I said, yeah, I do. They said, do you believe he came back to life 3 days later? And I said, I do. And I just remember they looked at me and they said, you're free. And I said, I have no idea what that means. They said, you'll know, you're free. And they said, don't ever come back here. I'm like, I don't ever come back here ever again. It was I don't want to come, no, I don't even want to think about it. To this day, I still, little bits and pieces come back to me about, it starts to make sense years later what happened to me, little things, right? But I gave my life up when that happened, and I remember coming back here, my wife, she was there, watched the whole thing happen, and she couldn't wake me up because a voice told her just to leave him alone. This has to happen. It has to happen this way or he's not going to learn. And yeah, she said there was golden light over me. And yeah, it was quite an experience. And so I remember waking up the next day, going to get coffee, walking out the door, and everything just looked different. Like listening to the wind in the trees and listening to the birds, I'm like, man, everything's different. You see things differently through your new eyes, right? You have eyes to see for the first time, and you can see the beauty in the world. And I just remember saying to God, I just need you to steer my boat for me, because I've been steering it always in the wrong direction. And He's been steering my boat for the last 6 years, and it's been amazing. It has just been truly amazing. And every day is a blessing. And I'm so thankful for my brothers and thankful for my wife and all my friends. All I can say is, just like, let Him steer your boat, man, because He'll always steer you in the right direction. And it's when it comes to truth, I used to think I was a dangerous man, and a lot of people from my hometown always thought I was a dangerous man, and then I realized I wasn't a dangerous man. I am today. I am a dangerous man because I'm armed with the truth. When you're armed with the truth, you're a dangerous man, and you're going to be under attack nonstop, because you know why you don't win, but we win in the end. So I'm just going to leave you with that God always wins. God will always have your back. God will always steer you where you need to be. He steered me right to my brother Aaron here. And literally, I was so excited to meet him. I hadn't even seen him here. My wife told me, she's like, go see this guy up at it's like a little side of the road eatery or whatever, and I saw his patches, and I'm like, hey, who are you? And we got to talk, and we've been friends ever since. This has been an amazing journey. But on that note, just like I said, when it comes to truth, when you've got the truth and you're armed with the truth, you have no fear. There's no such thing as fear anymore, because it's gone. Anyways, I'm going to leave you with that, and the band's going to play a song called Fear is a Liar. Thank you very much.